right. Getting set up here. We're just about to get rolling. Thank everybody for watching, as always. Hang on. LSU blows Game 3 against Ole Miss. We will recap that, and we will talk about Kim Mulkey and anything else that you all have. Pels lose last night as well. Okay. Boom. Boom and boom and all right. Let's roll, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to a Sunday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, Batteries Orthopedic Clinic, and Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Hope you all had a great Saturday. Baseball Tigers couldn't finish the job, up 9-1 in the 8th inning. Improbably blow that lead. Ole Miss rallies to steal Game 3 right out from underneath LSU. And officially announced now that Nikki Fargas has resigned from LSU. And there are now outlets reporting, I think Ron Higgins and Tiger Rag reported, Kim Mulkey set to be the head coach, which it's going to happen. My understanding is Monday, 4 o'clock press conference, which has not been announced yet, but that's, I think, what we're all expecting. So what a coup. We even told Kim Mulkey is prepared to take less money so she could pay her staff to come from Baylor as well. So what a coup, man, for LSU to be able to get Kim Mulkey to Baton Rouge. Now they got to push it over the finish line, but and like you've heard me say before, until they're standing at the podium, even sometimes after they're standing at the podium, it's not done until it's done. But this is about as close to done as you could possibly be. So, all right, let's say some good mornings. See what y'all got. Fire away with questions, comments, all that good stuff. Stephen Sloan, good morning. Pat Huseman, John Bro, how do you blow a 9-1 lead? Baseball, John. LSU ran out of pitching. Ole Miss is the second best offensive team in the SEC. They can hit 1 through 9. That is a small ballpark that was playing smaller because of the wind. And those guys put some good swings on some okay pitches. As much as that sucked, it's also one of the reasons why I love baseball, because it is never over until it is over. Hi. You flipping those handles? Hey, come see Daddy. Wait, I want to tell you something. No. You heard? No. He walked in here just to flip the handles on the drawer and then walked out. Whatever. Chris Williams, Morning Scone, tough loss yesterday to the Diamond, at least won the series. That is the silver lining there, Chris. And look, LSU got some good fortune, man. LSU didn't have to face Gunnar Hoagland, who was Ole Miss's ace on Thursday. Can y'all hear him laughing? People ask me all the time, like, is Drew really as happy as he seems in his elevator videos? Like, can y'all hear him? He's just sitting playing with a puzzle piece on the floor. Can y'all hear him laughing? Happy kid, man. But yeah, Chris, so I mean, look, LSU got, as much as yesterday. What are you doing, crazy? He has this puzzle piece. He's just throwing it in the air and making it. That's what you're hearing. And he thinks it's hilarious. He's throwing it in the air and letting it land. Uh-oh. So you got a little bit of fortune not having to face Hoagland, and then obviously You won that game on Thursday. You came up with the big plays late on Friday to take the series. And then yesterday you were in prime position to sweep that series, and it got away from you. That's 3 times now. What are you doing, you lunatic? And now he's flipping the handles in the door. This is what he's doing. He's just throwing a puzzle piece. He thinks it's hilarious. Whatever. Andrew Bayer, good morning. Been a while, happy to join live. Thank you, Andrew. Good to see you, man. Hope all is well. Mark Allen, what's on the menu today? Mark, I honestly don't know, man. I did some grilling last week. I don't know what I'm going to do today. Jeff McKiffin, good morning. Tyke still going to make it. So here's the thing. Obviously, you took 2 out of 3. In a road series, you were not. You took a road series you were not expecting to win. As hard as it is to focus on the positive of winning the series for LSU, it's what they have to focus on instead of losing that game. But that's 3 times now that they've blown an SEC game, which would really have fundamentally changed the complexion of the season, because had you finished off games 2 against Tennessee and South Carolina and game 3 against Ole Miss, where you had leads, well, in the 8th inning against Ole Miss, but in the 9th and 7th, respectively, against Tennessee and South Carolina. Had you finished off those 3 games, you'd be 9-9 through 18. I mean, you'd be at 500 in the conference. You'd be right in the thick of everything, with still an opportunity to earn a regional host site. Had you finished those 3 games, I think about how different the feeling is on the season because you blew those 3 games you had. So that's kind of what you get, though, with a team that's young, and obviously Jaden Hill's injury, so you're down a starter who's your Friday night guy to start the season. I mean, they've had some bad baseball fortune. They've also had just some boneheaded stuff happen. JP Solis, good morning. Mark Allen by Facebook, jumping to YouTube. Yeah, we're on YouTube. So, by the way, if you're over there on YouTube, please hit the like button. Massively helpful. If you could hit the thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. All of you as well, by the way. If you're on Facebook, even if you're on Facebook, if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel, that would be just very, very, very helpful. Here, I'm going to post the YouTube link in the Facebook comments just so y'all can see it there if you're interested. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. All right. JP Solis, Mark Allen, Denny Landry. Love the Kim hire. I don't know how anybody could not love it. She's won 3 national titles. She is already in the Hall of Fame. 58 years old, so curious how much longer she wants to coach. But, I mean, she's from Tickfall, which is, the Hammond area. Her mother still lives there, who's, 80, in her 80s. This allows Kim Mulkey to come home, be closer to her mom. And the other thing, too, is remember, the Baylor administration changed after the Art Briles scandal. And my understanding is, she hasn't loved necessarily the new administration. So, she has a lot of leverage and using it. Let's see, Jerry, the video of Ole Miss fans celebrating winning one of the 3 games, bottom of the SC, was hilarious. Congratulations to them. So, I do want to talk about that for a second. All right, so our friend Ben Mintz, who you all know, or maybe you don't know, but so Ben Mintz was doing radio in North Louisiana, and he would go on with Jordy and T-Bob a lot in the morning, and then when Ott started his show Game Time, the 6 p.m. show, Mintz was his co-host. Well, long story short, Mintz has this viral video of him celebrating Ole Miss's football win over Kentucky. The guys at Barstool see it, they hire him. So he moves to New York to work for Barstool. Crazy story, and I love Mintz. I mean, the guy's got a great attitude about life, great energy, very positive. Just, I think the world of the guy. I'm very sincerely happy for him. Well, he was on AFR Friday, or Thursday, but so they hit the walk-off yesterday, obviously, and so he posted this video on his social media of like him and all these Ole Miss people celebrating the win, and I quote tweeted, I'm like, what celebrating a losing weekend looks like, with a big cheese smile emoji. No one, I'm thinking, all right, he's gonna see the emoji, I'm just prodding him. I mean, obviously of course you're gonna celebrate. That was incredible. It was an incredible comeback. Well, I guess he didn't get it, because he replied and was like, how dare us have fun, and blood, I don't like elitism. I'm like, oh, come on, bro. No, the last person in the world that ever criticizes fans for celebrating. Like, come on, man. Anyway, so naturally, like, his whole Barstool army just goes after me on Twitter, and I'm like, I'm just going to turn this off for the night. So I was not in any way upset at Ole Miss celebrating the win. You should celebrate that win. It was incredible. Just having Twitter fun. But anyway. Taylor Termini kind of loss is even worse than that blowout to Oral Roberts. Well, I mean, certainly more significant. Kevin, all good. Horrible coaching late in the game. Feel so bad for those kids. You know, Kevin, here's the thing, man. The horrible coaching thing, I think, is kind of a convenient thing that fans that want to be pissed at Mainieri just throw out all the time. I'll put it to you this way. Javen Coleman worked out of trouble in the 7th and was at 50 some odd pitches. He was still throwing very well. And remember, in the 7th, the only reason that really got started is because of the ball that landed between Thompson and Bianco when they misplayed it. And he still worked out of trouble there. So you send him back out there for the 8th, and McCants leads off the 8th with the pop-up on the left side. And Thompson and Doty misplay it. Like, it should have been first pitch swing, 1 pitch, 1 out in the 8th. McCants pops up on the left side. It lands, so he gets on base. Hi, Drew. Then he strikes out Baker and then gets Alderman to fly out. So he would have been out of the inning in like 6 pitches had LSU not misplayed the pop-up. Oh, my boy.
What?
Hi. So, like, he would have been out of the inning in like 6 pitches. But then he walked Van Cleve, and then Gonzalez singled, and then Shatner homered. After the walk and the single, and the bases were loaded, right? Actually, a run had come in, and there were 2 on. At that point, I'm not letting him face Shatner, because I know he's got home run power, and I don't need Coleman in this moment coming undone. Gives up the homer, and then leaves him out there to load the bases with a single, a hit by pitch, and a walk. Like, I would not have allowed him to pitch to Shatner, but after the homer, that should have been it. Like, in that moment, that's like, hi, Drew. That's like a basketball coach calling timeout to stop a run. And after the game, when Mainieri was asked about should he have pulled Coleman, he said no, he was pitching terrific. I'm losing context. Maybe meant like going into the 8th, but and keep in mind also, Mainieri was hot and he got tossed because on the walk to bench was when and then McCants hit the grand slam. On the walk to bench, which loaded the bases, Mainieri thought it should have been a called strike 3. It was borderline, and I wasn't like livid by the call, but the ball 4 call. It was close. You didn't get the call. Okay. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. I don't think that the ump did a poor job during the entire day. So, of course, you would love to get the call. You didn't get it. Hi. So I guess my point is, hindsight's 2020, but it was clear Coleman wasn't getting the last out. He was unraveling, and they left him out there to get crushed. Love you. And let's say what's up to my YouTube peeps over here.
Oh, no.
CHAVAN 30. Yo, Joseph Strickland. Good morning. Carl the Cat. Still upset about Game 3. But hi, Drew. Love you. Spurge, what's up? Ryan Dixon. Kim Mulkey will be great. She will not put up with the pass crap at LSU. She'll be a great ambassador to clean pass crap up. Well, I was going to say there hasn't been pass crap in women's basketball, but I guess kind of there has. Cliff Nelson. I stopped watching when we were up 9-1 to help my mom. What the hell happened? Hashtag Team Drew. LSU blew a lead, man. Bobby Dupuy, you're a good dad. Thank you, man. Thank you, Bobby. He makes it easy. Love him. Hunter Picard, good morning. P. Will, recruiting certainly hasn't dropped off. All investigation going off the field. Do you think this has any long-term negative impacts on purely football team? Yes. Yes, I do. Because I think you're talking about all the title line stuff. I do, because I think ultimately the more this goes, the Department of Education investigating, the Louisiana lawmakers who control funding to the university are holding these committee meetings and hearings. Yes, I mean I do, because ultimately those are the people that are Drew, that continue to seek answers and are going to be able to levy their own forms of punishment, and then ultimately, if and when it gets that bad, publicly even further, then the NCAA can and likely will step in and leverage punishment. So do I think, yes, how long will that take? I don't know. But do I think LSU and the football program in particular will be punished further because of everything that's happened? I do, yes. Hunter Picard, Usman last night, what a stud. If y'all missed it, Kamar Usman knocked out Jorge Masvidal in a brutal right hand. Caught him on the chin. I mean, the spray went everywhere. Keep your hands up, bro. Masvidal was smiling, kind of playing hands down a little bit, and boom. You don't mess around with a guy like Usman, man. That was easy money, though. Cliff, so am I temporary moderator until trivia jumps up? Where is trivia, by the way? Spurge, good morning. Tim Gotro, what's up? Good morning. Kelly Presley, Jonathan Martin. Can we get Drew to sing Happy Birthday to Hayden, 25 on the 25th? Is today the 20th, or is that tomorrow? What's today's date? So you want to sing today or tomorrow, Kelly? Let me know. Oh, I am so far behind on those comments. 15 minutes back. All right, I'm going to go a little quicker. My apologies. Donald A. Me, good morning. Craig Duga, Matt, have you partaken in shotgunning beers with the ultimate ball, Woody? If not, why? I have not shotgun beers with Woody. But again, to whomever you want to give credit for Kim Mulkey ending up in Baton Rouge, Scott Woodward certainly is the athletic director that's going to get some of the credit. A guy who, as we know, got Jimbo to A&M and Chris Peterson out of Boise to Washington, and now he's pulled off another coup here with Mulkey. Henry Gibbs, Danny Landry. Why didn't he put Fontenot in? Danny, I think Fontenot was done, man. He threw 60 pitches on Thursday night. I can't imagine ever using a guy on one day's rest after he threw 60 pitches. I can't imagine they would have gone to him. Adam Tower, how is the short center field at Swayze any different short porch at Yankee Stadium? It's not, Adam, and I don't like that either. Pamela Noel, so it's not just my kids. Did the loss yesterday do more to damage Seminary's future than the 2 wins helped it? No, Adam, because I think Maneri's not coaching for his job this year, y'all. Like, I know fans kind of have this idea of like, is he going to stay? Is he going to be fired? Like, I think the more we talk about this, the more clear it is. Like, that decision's been made. I don't think Paul is making it known publicly, but he's retiring after this year. I mean, it's not to say something couldn't happen or change, like we're talking about with Kim Mulkey. I mean, until it's done, it's not really done. You know what I mean? But I don't think one game or results of this season really are going to impact that, Adam. Janelle Masson, good morning. Kevin Allgood. Matt, want to tell you you're a wonderful dad and very inspiring. Thank you, Kevin. That's very, very kind. I appreciate that. Drew makes it easy. Just like any other dad. You just want to love your kids. Cameron Ware, good morning. Hey, Dad, good morning. Greg Daigle, is Kim and Kramer a package deal? I think Kramer may buy a house in Baton Rouge. Michael Cooper, morning, Matt. Can LSU baseball make it to the postseason? They can, Michael. So and that's why winning 2 this weekend was so huge, right? So getting those 2 wins puts you at 6. If you manage to get 1 against Arkansas, just don't get swept. Get 1 against Arkansas next week at home. That puts you at 7. Then you play Auburn, Bama, and A&M. All 3 of those are winnable series. If you win 2 each of those, that puts you at 13 and 17 in the conference. Now, the last time LSU missed postseason play in 2011, they were 13 and 17 in the SEC. And they had an RPI around like 20. I think they might have been like 26. They were the highest RPI left out of the tournament. So you may say, well, that would repeat itself. Why would they get in this time at 13? The reason they didn't get in that time was because they did not make it to the SEC tournament. At the time, the SEC tournament limited participants. And after LSU's snub, the SEC basically said, we're not letting this happen ever again, where one of our teams doesn't make regionals because they didn't make our own silly tournament. So they expand. There a bullfrog in here? He just ripped one. You want to come sit on Daddy's lap?
No.
No? Yeah. Get over here and sit on Daddy's lap. I love you. You get on Daddy's lap. So basically, 13 and 17, RPI around 20, make it into the SEC tournament, maybe win a game or 2 there. I do think you're in, yes. So that's why this weekend was so significant, because had you only taken 1 game this weekend and 1 next weekend, then you probably would have needed to sweep one of those last 3 weekends to get to 13, and I don't think 12 would get you in. So anyway, yes, that's why winning 3 would have been just massive had they swept. A road sweep against a ranked team, it would have put you at at 7 wins. Then you're looking more at like 14. I see him leaning like he wants me to do it. He's like, he's. Is that your tickle spot? Is that your tickle spot? Got him. Pamela Noel, how I feel when I'm attempting to do a card break with kids home. Watch that out. Watch. Where you going? Look. He likes to flip those handles. As always, shout out to Brock, y'all. Brock and Hudko both are tagged in the post on Facebook there. If you need an orthopedist, Brock's After Hours Clinic open today. And of course, if you had bad weather, on Friday night, hail, high wind, give us a shout. HUDCO, love to come do a roof inspection. No obligation. Tom Granite, John Call, Lisa Drago, Nolan Daigle, good morning. Michael Gotro, Ronald Mancuso, Old Carter, Batch 4, Holy Sweet Dear Little Baby Jesus, good Jesus. Brandon DeVille, how many seasons will it take for Mulkey to get LSU back into contention? Normally I would say 3, right? Because you typically see that when you get to a recruiting cycle where by the time you're into year 3, it's all your team generally. In basketball, it's a little different because one transcendent player can change your fortunes, as we saw like with Simone Augustus at LSU, right? But I'll take it even a step further now because of the transfer portal and immediate eligibility. I mean, theoretically, they should be in the tournament next year. They should be in the tournament next year and probably competing to win it by year 2 or 3. Because if you're doing your job recruiting, you can go recruit not just high school athletes, but go recruit players in the transfer portal and get them here. Say, come build something. Let's win a championship at LSU now. Glenn Laurie, morning, Matt. Is Mike Tatilia able to do your show this Thursday before the draft? Yes. So, Glenn, thank you. Good question. And I was talking to Mike about that earlier this week. Mike needs to get, so Mike does Saints Radio Network obligations on draft night also. So sometimes in years past, depending on when he has to be on Saints Network, we move him up on the Thursday of the draft. So sometimes it might be at an hour 1 on Thursday, but we'll make sure that you know well enough. But yes, he'll be on. Ben Boudreau, good morning. Sup with Mulkey. Kim Mulkey is. There can be strawberries all over LSU's athletic administration building tomorrow around 4 o'clock. Brian and Andy Penn, good morning, Matt, from Tunica, Mississippi. Can't believe game 3. Their dimensions are ridiculous. Andy Mulkey has got it. Sorry. So just real quick about like the point that Brian's making is, so I said it on Twitter and I'll say it again. Like, I know traditionalists won't like this, but I've always felt this way. I don't like it. Traditionalists will say that ballparks having different dimensions are good because it gives every ballpark its own character. I don't like that. I mean, the mound is 60 feet 6 inches. It's 90 feet between the bases. I hate that the box is 405 to straightaway center and Swayze is 390. So that ball that McCants hit, the grand slam, would not have even reached the warning track at the box. When it left his bat, I said, I was standing at the sink in the kitchen and I saw it leave his bat and I just went, okay, they got out of this. Okay. And then they show DiGiacomo retreating and I'm like, he's still running. And McCants hit a high fly ball on a windy day that, because the wind was blowing out, it got up into the wind stream and just carried it over the fence. He didn't rope it over the fence. It carried over the fence because he had a high ball that got into the wind and carried 391. I mean, I hate that. If every field was 390 to center, okay. But the box is 405 to center, 385 to the alleys, and 330 down the line. I hate that. So Adam, just a minute ago, mentioned Yankee Stadium, the short porch and right. I hate that too. I hate the monster and left at Fenway. And I get it. It's character of the ballpark, all that sort of stuff. But it's hard to make numbers make sense when everybody's playing in a different field. I mean, Petco, I guess whatever they call it now, but the field in San Diego used to be a graveyard. I mean, as big as that field was and played, it was almost impossible to hit the ball out of there. I think they've changed the dimension since, but anyway, that's a little tangent, but nonetheless. 45 watching on YouTube, only 24 likes. Please hit the like if you have not done so yet. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Thank you very much. Bentley Spears, explain why the upperclassman wasn't pitching in that moment. Hilliard, Vetmeyer in the pen. Bentley, because neither of those guys are good. I mean, you have to decide who you feel like you can trust. And by the time you get through a season, you know what arms you're confident in. I mean, Mikhail Hilliard is, I mean, bless him, but Mikhail is a one-pitch guy. He can throw a breaking ball. And if he's not locating his breaking ball, he's in trouble because he doesn't have another pitch. I mean, his fastball is 86 miles an hour. If you don't locate your breaking ball and you have to throw a fastball and you throw it 86 over the plate, good college hitters are going to crush you. That's why Mikhail Hilliard isn't pitching. I got to have someone with like, Jevin Coleman has good stuff. Like if he refines his stuff, he's going to be a really good SEC pitcher. Same with Ty Floyd. Ty Floyd gave up the homer, but Floyd can run it up there, 93. He's got some good off-speed stuff with some break. I mean, but his ERA is 5.79. I mean, Vittmeyer's got an ERA of 7.36. And he walks too many people, man. I mean, it's just... Hilliard's got an ERA of 6.88. Vittmeyer's got an ERA of 7.36. I mean, your eyes don't lie to you, man. I mean, there's a reason those guys aren't in the game in those moments. You just know who you can trust. Let's see. And no, Matthew, they don't trust the veterans out of the pen because they've shown time and again they don't deserve. They don't, like, you can't give them the ball in key spots. They don't get outs. As the season goes along, you figure out who the guys are that you can trust, and you shorten your pen. Like Bertman's talked about, like, always this. You'd always want about 5 or 6 guys out of the pen that arms that you feel like you can trust throughout the course of the season. Well, by the time you get to the end of the season, I mean, a lot of those guys we're talking about, because postseason rosters shrink, a lot of those guys don't even play in the postseason. So, like, out of the pen, that handful of guys are Fontenot, Edwards, Coleman's kind of back in there, Floyd, they trust, and Blake Money. I mean, those are the 5 guys right now they feel like they can run out there. Helmers would be another, obviously, but I'm counting Helmers because he started yesterday. But, I mean, those 6 are the arms they trust. I mean, that's it. Let's see. Daniel Sinitz, good morning. Jerry DeLucky. Don Jolibois. Patrick Cason, good morning. Let's see. Oh, man, I'm so far behind my comments. Hang on one second. Who's back that speaking? Y'all be patient with me. I think Erock's coming too. We'll do Ask Erock in a bit. Sorry, y'all. All right. Thanks for hanging on with us here. Okay, so Kelly, wait. All right, so it's today. So you said Hayden, right? Go back to make sure I have it right. Oh, it's all gone. Hey, Drew. I got to go find this comment again. I think you said Hayden, Kelly. Oh, it scrolled off, Kelly. I think you said Hayden. Remind me, Kelly, please. Hey, can we sing happy birthday to Hayden? 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, dear Hayden. Happy birthday to you.
Yay! Good job. It's Hayden's golden birthday. He's 25 on the 25th. What do you think about that? Your golden birthday will be when you turn 18 because you were born on the 18th of July. July 18th. That's Drew's birthday. July 18th, 2014. That's when Dr. Todd Ivy held you up and said, "Happy birthday, Drew." And then they shoved a tube down your throat. You're a little fighter, though. You didn't care. He said, "Bring it on, punks." He said, "Bring it on, punks. I got this." Didn't you? Yep. Yep. Okay. AJ Holland, hope he doesn't decide to do a goodbye tour next year. Wish he's come out and say I'm done. You know what, AJ? I think there were. Okay, I don't think. I know. There are some people that actually encouraged him to do that this year, to announce at the beginning of the season that he was going to retire. Much like Skip did this. Skip's last season in 2001, after they won the championship in 2000, announced he was coming back for one more year. And so everyone knew it was his farewell, and every ballpark he went to, they gave him a rocking chair or this gift or that gift or whatever. And, it was his farewell tour. Mike Martin at Florida State did that a couple of years ago. Let it known it was going to be his last year, and the season became kind of like his farewell. And there, I know that there were people who encouraged Paul to do the same. He clearly has not done that. For his own, it's his own reasons. Let's see. Get back over here. Sorry, get over here. Back to YouTube. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to go back and forth. Tim Gotro, Dwayne official, is Kim Mulkey announcing today. Dwayne, my understanding is that we'll probably, if the announcement will probably come press conference tomorrow, press conference Monday. And remember, if you're ever going to announce something like that, you want it on Monday because then you have the whole week's news cycle. If you want to bury something, you announce it Friday after 3 o'clock when everybody's done with work for the week, and then it gets buried over the weekend. So something like this, obviously, I want to take advantage of the news cycle, so you announce it on a Monday. Jerry Spurgeon, 33 watching, 8 likes. Come on, y'all. With you, Cliff. 46 watching, 35 likes. Thank y'all so much. Oh, trivia. Nice of you to show up, trivia. Huh? Very nice of you to show up. Let's see. Nathan, I am that CYPB on the top shelf. So Nathan, Nathaniel, well, that's not the top shelf. That's the second shelf. You can't see the top shelf, but the top shelf is up there. How about that flex on you, bruh? Merrick Bethune, Scott Woodward really likes to work in the shadows. Merrick, I have told y'all that from the day he was hired. That Scott doesn't want to be. He doesn't look. I mean, he doesn't even want to do interviews. Like he doesn't want to be out there in the public. He wants his coaches and his student athletes to be in the public, and he wants to be able to work in the shadows and do what he has to do. And I mean, and it's effective. Obviously, it's the way he does things. And think about the contrast between this, like quietly working a deal to get Kim Mulkey here, as opposed to the past athletic director, who's the worst athletic director in the history of intercollegiate athletics, going on radio and saying, I am the search. And then gaffing the entire thing 2 years in a row and end up racing your defensive line coach to the podium before the other school could announce the guy that you were really courting. Anyway. Yeah, LSU's in a better spot. Cliff Nelson, so many questions about Hilliard, why he hasn't developed a third pitch by now. Third pitch? You don't have a second pitch. Cliff, what's his second pitch, Cliff? An 86-mile-an-hour fastball don't count as a second pitch. Jeremy Weiss, how about that knockout last night? Yeah, man. Usman, easy money. So is Valentina, man. Valentina is a machine. Cliff, is Mulkey's willingness to take less money to help her staff more about disdain for Baylor or a hometown discount? It's not an either or, Cliff. And for those that maybe just joined, what I've been told is that Kim Mulkey is going to take less so she can make sure her staff comes with her, and so they don't have to take a pay cut in coming. So, I think it's her wanting her staff, her having made her money, and wanting to be home. I mean, close to her mom, and it's timing. I mean, timing matters, and then the stuff at Baylor is part of it. I mean, the Baylor AD who got fired was Ken Starr was the president of the university. Remember that? Ian McCaw. Ian McCaw was the AD who resigned amid all that, and now they've hired Mac Rhodes. And I haven't done a ton of digging into this, into why. But Mac Rhodes was at Houston. They got hired at Baylor in 2016, and I haven't done much research as to why and why that relationship hasn't been great. I don't know particularly, but supposedly that's a part of it too. Charles Fair, good morning. Trivia Carter, nice of you to show. Troy Villa, Matt LSU's title line issues hurt an at-large bid as a bubble team. In baseball, no. Tim, getting back to your earlier comments about the bullpen, the loss of Matthew Beck is devastating. That's true. Loss of a trusted veteran arm, a guy could stabilize. The other thing about Tim, it's a good point. I mean, while Beck wasn't overpowering, Beck was a strike thrower. And as a guy that's 6'7", he provides you a different angle, right? I mean, a lot of pitching is about angles, right? So if you're 6'7" and you're on the bump, you're 18 inches up on the bump, and you're coming from up here at a downward motion, it's a different angle for the hitter to look at a pitch. That's sometimes why it matters. Go to a tall guy, a short guy, what arm slot he uses, a lefty, a righty, is he throwing 95 or 86? Is he benders? Like, that's the big difference. But yes, Matthew Beck was a strike thrower, and sometimes you need a guy that can just go put the ball over the plate, and LSU couldn't do it yesterday. I mean, the hit by pitch, the walks was the undoing, because that's what put the guys on base that ultimately came in to score the tying and winning runs. Darren Bone, I want to know what two people with the thumbs down button lame. I don't know, Darren. I'm not. It's not going to ruin my day, but thank you. Let's see. Do y'all want to do Ask Erock? Let me know if you want to do. Erica just got up. See if y'all want to do Ask Erock. Hey, babe, you want to do Ask Erock? Okay. We've established the thumbs down people sniff T-Bob's underwear. Probably. All right. Matthew Hyde. I think Woodward is proving the Mulkey hire that he can get anyone he wants to come, no matter the state of the program. Interested to see who he can bring in for baseball. There's so circumstances matter. You know, like I don't think Kim Mulkey would have left Baylor for.
Want me to go first or?
Sure.
Okay.
No, just come on.
What are your questions?
All right, y'all. You cook, and then we'll do it. All right. Line up your Ask Erock questions, and we'll roll. Circumstances matter, and sometimes life situations and circumstances change. And I think we've seen that with Mulkey, as explained. And I think that matters in each sport when you're looking for a coach potentially. But that's why it's important to do that due diligence quietly and behind the scenes before you make a public spectacle about a list and who you're after and who's interviewing. That's why they announced Nicky Fargas's resignation on a Saturday and they're going to introduce their new coach on a Monday. You know what I mean? That's because you tactfully handled this situation. Will Myers, leaving Coleman in that long, felt the same decision to keep throwing to a kid that had already hit 2 home runs in the Tennessee game a few weeks ago. Andrew Bear, if Monero retires, who do you like to see get the job? Do they consider Andy C. from Holy Cross? So, Andrew, people keep asking about Andy Cannizaro. There is no chance, none, that they bring Andy Cannizaro back. I mean, LSU is in the midst of an enormous Title IX scandal. Do you really think that they're going to hire a coach that was fired in shame amid a scandal where he was having an inappropriate relationship and doing it on the university's dime? No shot. LSU trying to distance itself from scandal. You don't bring in a guy that was fired amid scandal. So no, that's 100% not happening. Kevin O'Sullivan. And that's another one where a few years back, the answer would have been flatly no. And I know that there's a lot of circumstances that have changed. And if Woodward was able to make this one happen with Mulkey, I think he would at least have the opportunity to make it happen with O'Sullivan. He'd have a flip of a coin chance to make it happen. And that's where I start. Do you think LSU is looking at Kim Mulkey being AD in the future, then Woodward can go into a different administrative role? No. How do you know for sure Paul is retiring? I don't know, Ben. You make up your own decisions about what you want to believe or not. Cortland Jacob, she could take half the Baylor team with her. It's good. Jesse Brown, if the Mulkey hire happens, we will be excited about women's basketball again. Very true. That means she's coming, so roses are good. I don't know what that means. Denny Landry, when you get Kim on AFR? I guess this week. Invite her on. Whose decision was it to have Geist removed when he hasn't been found guilty of anything yet? I need to decide if I want to go down this road right now again. So real quick, I don't care about removing records or vacating wins or any of that stuff. We all watch it happen. I think it's stupid when people do it if for whatever reason. We watch it happen on the field. To remove it from a record book is stupid. It doesn't prove anything. Jonathan, your point about doing it before he's been found guilty is very valid. the annoyance for me is LSU just keeps stair-stepping their discipline, right? It's like you all of this egregious behavior happened, and you refuse to take this step of action that would have shown you were actually serious about cleaning stuff up. Instead, you go, well, there's a whole bunch of people that aren't here anymore, so we'll just suspend Verge and Miriam for a few weeks, and that's it. And then everyone's pissed. Okay, well now we're gonna remove Darius Geis from the record book, and Verge can't go to football games. Is that enough? And then, but everyone's still like heightened up here. So like they're gonna keep just stair-stepping discipline like this. They just keep adding on, and then the story keeps becoming a story again and again and again. Every time you do that, like it's maddening. Like people are going to get fired because of this. Like the people involved are going to get fired because of this. And it's way easier just to do it and move on instead of, like, look at what Oregon State did. Oregon State very quickly disassociated itself with King Alexander. He wasn't even at the school when all this happened. They just didn't want him around. Same with Les Miles at Kansas. They fired him. And also the athletic director that hired him for not knowing about all this stuff when they hired him. Rip the Band-Aid off. Get out of here. We'll figure it out. And LSU's, what if we tell Verge he can't come to football games? Is that enough? Dunces. Let's see. Any news about packages for the game at the Rose Bowl? Yeah, Brian. So I know the LSU Alumni Association has released their packages. There are both air and ground packages. So if you want to fly with Traveling Tigers, you can. Or if you have your own transportation there, then they can give you a hotel and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, they're released, man. LSU Traveling Tigers. I think Jason Ramazan, Mr. Fun's Travel, has packages as well. Danny Landry, Terrio will be shaking. Patrick Kason, Matt, I didn't get to see the end of the game, but it looks like one pitcher gave up 6 runs. Is that true? Yes. Javen Coleman gave up 2 home runs in the 8th. A 3-run homer and then a grand slam. And there's no way Maneri should have left him out that long. But had LSU just caught an infield pop-up, it would have been about a 6-pitch inning, and he would have been out of it. Chris Williams, Erock feeder Tamagotchi last night. Jerry Aranda from Mulkey said it's a good trade-off. Well, Aranda was going anyway. Vance McBroom, let's see. Patrick Mulkey should be able to make up that money and endorsements at LSU. Maybe, probably not, though. I mean, I don't know. Like, the numbers I've heard have been like $500,000. Like, she's going to take about $500,000 less. Now, what I don't know is, so she's making $227 at Baylor. Does that mean she's going to take 1.8 at LSU? And that gap goes to her assistants? Or is it $500,000 less from whatever LSU offered, whatever number that is, and I don't know. So, because I was initially told about a week and a half ago that about a week and a half ago, that 2.5 was probably the number that would get her here. That's what I was told about a week and a half ago. So I don't know if LSU came in at 2.5 and she'll take 2 and they'll use the extra 5 for her assistants. I don't know. That's what, or if she's taking. Does that make sense? I don't. We'll find that out whenever the contract's released. Terrio is the guy. Let's get the deal done. Terrio's not going to be the coach. I think at some point in his life he may want to coach, but not while his kids are still young. And I will tell you that I know for a fact there are former LSU players from the Bertman era that do want to be involved, that in an official capacity, that want to be on staff, that want to have a role in the program. Some that have inquired in the past to be on Paul's staff. So, it will be very interesting. It'd be very interesting if Paul does choose to retire, like I believe he will. I think your first call is O'Sullivan. If you're able to close that deal, recruiting coordinator, O'Sullivan handles pitchers. So recruiting coordinator, hitting coach, what direction does he go? It will be very, very interesting. Ben Boudreaux, so would Corbin leave Vandy? No. Andrew, you think Verge is getting fired? Verge has been the guy that everyone has pointed to. It ain't just Verge. But I'll tell you the problem there is, well, but when you know where all the bodies are buried, you don't want to alienate that person. I get why they're doing what they're doing. It's just not smart. As always, y'all, shout out to Brock. They're tagged in the Facebook post, as is Hudco Roofing. HudcoRoofing.com. Kevin Fontenot with the new transfer rule, Mulkey could make a contender pretty quick. Exactly, Kevin. Mentioned that a little bit ago. Someone asked, what would be realistic for how quickly they could be in contention. I mean, where one player could be a transcendent generational type player, you could absolutely turn over your roster then with the new transfer rule where players are immediately eligible. I mean, with a record number of players in the transfer portal, you could go get players, right? I mean, if she wanted to take half her team from Baylor, like someone mentioned ago, it's good if they wanted to transfer. She absolutely could do that. Let's see. Charles Fair, good morning. Bobby Dupuy. Oh, Trivia said, my internet isn't working this morning. Darren Bone, I want to know what two people... Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I'm catching up, sorry. Brandon Reese, good morning. Okay, here's the ASCII rocks. Let's see. All right, the ASCII rocks are ready. How about a tournament bracket of bonehead LSU plays, i.e. Bianco thrown out at second, Xavier Carter 1 yard line kneel, Jordan Jefferson title game shovel pass would be fun. I'd rather forget all those moments, man, but touche. Troy, excellent point about step discipline, death by 1,000 cuts. It's true, man. I mean, look, sometimes you do that with the NCAA. Here's what I mean. When you run afoul of the NCAA, it is better to report yourself in the eyes of the NCAA. It's better to report yourself and impose discipline and then ask the NCAA just to accept the discipline you impose or if they'll add on to it. The reason is because the NCAA doesn't have unlimited investigation resources, time. It should, with 350 whatever NCAA or more than that schools, that's just like Division I in basketball. Like the NCAA can't police and govern all of those schools. They need you to police yourself. So it's why if you self-report violations, there's going to be leniency. If you cover things up or you lie, the punishments are always more severe. So look at LSU football, for example. It was recently, right, with the Our Lady of the Lake stuff. LSU self-imposed discipline. Scholarship reductions, limited contact and recruiting, yada, 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 and the bowl ban, the one-year bowl ban, which they implemented this past year. So the LSU says, is this good enough? like you stair-step discipline, and you hope that that's enough, or the NCAA could add on to it. When you're talking about something that's criminal in nature, it doesn't really work that way, and they're finding that out. Don Jolibois, would Cressy consider being a hitting coach? I've never had this conversation with Brad personally, but if LSU went and offered him the hitting coach job, he would absolutely take it. I don't know if they would, though, by the way, or if any coach, whoever the head coach is, would take it. But yes, I do believe Cressy would if had the opportunity to be on staff, he would. Jerry, a bunch of LSU board of directors need to be gone before anyone else. I would say more so than the board, it's administrators. I mean, it's university administrators, it's Title IX office, it's student affairs office. It's everyone listed in the Hush Blackwell report. It's just terrible. It's a terrible time out there. Beautiful day though. My God, look at that day. Blue skies, sunshine, gorgeous, just gorgeous outside today. Hey, Kelly Gross, good morning. Laura Gainey, good morning. All right, I'm waiting on Erica now. I'm stalling. Erica, I'm stalling for you. I'm stalling for you. I'm stalling for you. Yeah. We ready. We ready. All right. We got more likes than people watching on YouTube. That's great news. Erica needs one more minute. It's the final countdown. Well, all right, Facebook, if you have questions for Ask Erock, fire away. Michael Angeron, good morning from Disney. Hopefully y'all are having good weather there, man. I think all the bad weather here got there maybe yesterday or so, but hope all is well. Okay, I'll fire away with your Ask Erocks. Stalling until Erica comes. She should be here momentarily. He-Man 70525 sing Pearl Jam. I wanna feel her, alone her, how her, I'll leave her again. I saw her, away, and I called and I heard and I hold and I heard and I called down again. Good? Getting kind of awkward now, just waiting on Erica. Kind of awkward. Riverboat. John Melosa, what's up? Good morning. Anything else going on? Oh, here she comes. It's time for Ask Erock. Hey, babe.
Hey, babe.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Why, just okay?
I was tired.
Oh, you didn't sleep well last night?
I slept okay. Weird dreams.
What did you dream about? Am I in trouble because of your dream?
No.
Okay.
With all the nurses and Dr. Ed.
Oh. Cliff Nelson, Ask Erock.
My dreams are like sad.
What's wrong with your dream?
They were sick. They were all very sick.
Eric.
I'm sorry.
She's crying about a dream she had.
It was so real. You don't do that? You don't have these dreams that are so real?
Even if I do, I wake up and I realize, oh, that's not real. That was a dream.
But mine was so real. It was sad. And I missed them all so much.
Erica's crying about
I'm
it.
not crying.
You are crying.
I'm just tearing up.
That's crying.
No. Okay, sorry. Hey, Cliff.
Ask Erock, Will Wade or Kim Mulkey?
Oh, Will Wade.
Why?
I love Will Wade.
Oh. Trivia Carter,
Howdy, trivia.
who is late today, by the way.
Oh.
Ask Erock, would you rather go to a golf match or a NASCAR race?
Golf match, because it's quiet at least. It's like not so like loud, and golf just seems more laid back. I'd rather be at somewhere more laid back.
Trivia Carter, ask Erock, if you could live in any sitcom.
And no one can get hurt in golf. You can get. We could see somebody get totally hurt in NASCAR. I don't want to see that.
So there was one time in golf, a guy named Tony Finau jumped up to celebrate a shot and he landed and his ankle dislocated and his foot just.
Okay, but I wouldn't notice that from the stands.
Yeah,
I would
right.
notice a car bursting into flames, and I
Yeah,
would be
you're right.
traumatized for life. So
You're right.
definitely golf. Okay,
Ask
next.
Erock.
But these alligators are really freaking me out at Zurich.
I know, they're everywhere.
Like, this is crazy. Why are there so many alligators? And these people in the golf carts aren't scared of them?
Well, because they're just familiar, right? I mean, the alligators they're wild animals, but they're just familiar with people walking around. They're not getting hurt, and that, like they're familiar, right? I mean, they're.
I don't care. I'm not going to have a golf cart pushing an alligator back. What if that thing turns on you?
And you drive away in the golf cart.
It's fast. Alligators are fast. You think a golf cart could outrun an alligator?
You see how slow those alligators walk?
Matt, they are fast. Have
Yeah.
you ever seen them run and attack prey?
Mm-hmm. I think they're faster in the water.
I think that an alligator could beat a golf cart any day.
Mm-hmm. You're supposed to zigzag because alligators are fast in a straight line.
Yeah, I know.
You zigzag to get away
But
from
it's
it.
hard to zigzag a golf cart.
No, it's not. You just turn the wheel like this.
I don't know about
Erica.
that. I don't know. I don't like these people in the golf cart. I think it's dangerous. Okay, what?
Ask Erock, if you could live in any sitcom, which one would it be?
Sitcom? I don't know. I guess Friends. I don't know. Friends.
Ask
I'm
you-
so happy.
Ask Erock, what is the scariest thing you've done for fun?
Scariest thing I've done for fun? Well, usually to me, scary and fun do not go in the same sentence. So, I don't know. Have you done anything scary for fun? If I've done something scary, it hasn't been fun. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know. What have you done that's scary for fun?
Probably like stole signs.
Snorkeling in St. Lucia was scary but fun.
That was scary. Snorkeling was scary.
Yeah. So I know what's down there.
Okay. Murder Giraffe 19.
What is that?
That's just the guy's name.
Oh, I changed your name. I don't like that name. It's a very scary name.
So do you think Paul retires soon? I do at the end of the season. I think he'll retire at the end of the season. Trivia Carter, ask Erock, what was in your high school locker?
I had a mirror, for sure.
Did you?
Yeah.
I
All
thought
girls
about that
had
in a
a
long
mirror
time.
in it, huh?
I hadn't thought about that in a long time.
I had a mirror. I had one of those things, a magnetic pen holder. I had a cute little pink, like my locker was so cute. It had like a pink shelf. We decorated our lockers big time.
I just had the shell, those plastic shells that you could
Yeah.
expand. I had one of those. I hadn't thought about this forever. I had one of those in there. That was it.
I had some cute stuff. Hang pictures in it.
Do you remember your locker combination?
No. We didn't lock our lockers. Nope, didn't lock our lockers.
Oh God.
We have trusting people, Bishop.
I think if we didn't have a lock on our locker, we got in trouble.
We had they were built-in locks. We had locks. Nobody locked them. There was no need. We were all trusting. Nobody was stealing anybody's stuff.
Let's see. Charles Fair. I'm a reborn fan of women's basketball. Can't wait to see the recruiting battle. Kim versus Dawn.
Who's Dawn?
Dawn Staley at South Carolina. Ask Erock, if you had your own talk show, who would be your first three guests?
Matt Moscona,
Oh, wow.
Ryan Terrio, and Will Wade.
So you're trying to recreate AFR, basically.
No.
Ask Erock, if you had... Oh, just that. Cliff Nelson asked Erock, who wins a championship first? Mulkey, Wade, Ogeron, or the gymnastics guy?
Wade.
Mulkey. Or the gymnastics guy. Ask Erock,
Okay, Wade.
if a movie was being made of your life and you chose the actress to play you, who would you choose and why? And also, who plays Matt?
Oh Lord. Who would I choose to play me? Oh, I don't know. Who's so good? I don't even know actresses. Who is the sister in Wedding Crashers, like the normal sister, not the crazy one?
The one that,
The one with Luke Wilson. Owen Wilson.
oh, Claire. Claire
Yeah.
Cleary. What's her name in
Whatever her
real
name
life?
is.
That would be who plays you?
I like her.
Okay.
Kind of, you know. And then you.
Oh, what's her name?
You, I don't know who I would pick for you.
Oh, I'm a brain farting.
Vince Vaughn for you. Except make him shrink a little bit.
Rachel McAdams is her
Yeah,
name.
Rachel McAdams and Vince Vaughn.
So I'm like 6'5".
I said make him shrink a little bit.
Ask Erock, besides walking, if you can instantly become an expert in something, what would it be?
True, who said that?
True.
Trivia? I want to become an expert in something to help Drew. I don't know, something about the heart. Cardiovascular things. Because I still don't understand Drew's heart.
Ask Erock, bungee jumping or zip lining?
Oh, neither. I guess zip lining, if I was zip lining like outside into a pool. And it was a low zip line.
Ask Erock, what's the best gift anyone's ever given to you?
Drew.
No one gave you Drew.
You kind of gave them to me.
That means like a gift.
Drew. Sorry.
That you came wrapped up in paper.
Oh, okay. Excuse me. That's not how he phrased his question. Probably my engagement ring. But I didn't come wrapped up in paper.
Ask Erock, does she like the Kim hire?
I don't know girls. Yes, sure. Everybody seems very excited about it, so yes.
Brandon Reese, which football stadium in the SEC is the worst one you've ever been to?
Me? I've only been to Alabama and Arkansas, so Arkansas.
Did you go to Arkansas in Little Rock?
Or where else would it be?
Fayetteville?
How far is Fayetteville from Little Rock?
Far north.
No, I was in Little Rock. So
Little Rock is the crappy little stadium on a golf course.
Yeah,
That one.
and it was raining.
That is the worst stadium.
Yeah.
The fact that they actually allow SEC football to be played in that hole.
And it was pouring down raining the whole time. It was like.
Was that 2000?
I was dating Nick. I don't know. I mean, when was that? When did I date him? When did I stop dating him? When did I finish school?
I'm just thinking of games that rained in Little Rock.
When did I start college? 98. Yeah, it was probably that. Well,
Or 99. No, it was 99. 99 was the rain.
no. I started dating until I saw. No, it was like, when did I start graduate school? It was before graduate school, 98 to 202. It was before 2002.
Yeah, 2000 was the rain game. Nick Saban's first year.
Who did we
2000.
play?
Arkansas.
Oh, yeah. Who's that outside our house?
Someone creeping along, huh?
And maybe they opened up the dog. Did we win or lose? I can't even remember. I was sitting on the Arkansas side.
We lost.
Yeah, I do remember. Yeah, that was it. Oh, Nick Saban lost to Arkansas? What? Wow. Yes, that.
It was a cold, miserable game. Our offense.
And it rained.
It rained. Our offense sucked.
Did you go? Were you there?
No, I
Were
was
we
not.
like soulmates and we were both there with different people?
I was
and
not
then we
there.
were waiting for like the dollar bill to
I
come
was-
by, like serendipity.
I was in South Bend, Indiana, watching
Okay.
that game. Ask Erock, what's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
Just rush to get ready.
Ask Erock,
Always rushing to get
favorite song your team danced to when you were the captain?
Ooh, maybe Brass Monkey. Or
High school dance team dancing the Brass Monkey.
what's wrong with that?
It's a song about alcohol.
I nobody knew that.
Okay.
I don't ever know what songs are about. You're like, oh, that song's about such and such. That song's about. It's just words and beats.
Beats, taste it.
Yeah.
Beats. Seven up a
Hi,
batch,
we
taste
did. We
it,
had a
beats.
good beat. We had a good Brass Monkey and Girls. Like the whole
Beastie Boys.
mix. Our Beastie Boys mix was cool. It was
Ask Erock. Any battles lately?
Always. Well, I don't even know what. Always.
Ask Erock, if you had to wear a t-shirt for 1 year with one word on it, what would it be?
Team Drew.
Team Drew. I knew that. That's not one word.
It died. I don't know when you hashtag it is.
Hashtag Team Drew. Hashtag beat Bama. Why you want to beat Obama? No. See, that was a happy Lolita memory. Ask Erock, was there a landline in your dream?
Maybe.
Ask Erock, Merrick Mathern, if you could see one person in concert, dead or alive, who would it be?
I don't really know musicians.
I'd say Led Zeppelin.
Jack Johnson.
I
I don't like Led. I don't like that music.
Biggest Carline drop off pet peeve.
Carpool.
Got it. We had one more. My bad. Sorry.
When people honk in carpool, there's no need to honk. There's no need to honk in carpool.
Make people go.
But the person's not going for a reason. Either something's going on, like the honking in carpool is so rude. Or like, do we have these people who have fast passes? So they can
skip the
at
line.
The auction, so they could skip the line. So fast pass, but the problem is this year, since we're doing temp checks, I have to notice a fast pass comes up, and it's only 3 cars, and I have to notice them. So sometimes if you're busy in carpool, you don't notice fast pass people waiting there, and they're like the most polite people ever. So I'm like, why don't you holler? I was like, honk at me. They're like, oh, we're not gonna honk. I'm like, they refuse to honk at you, even though they really need to get your attention. And so one of the dads was like, I can't honk at you. I'm like, I promise you, because I feel bad when I turn around. I don't know how long you've been sitting here. And so then one day he did a cat call, and his 8th grade daughter was horrified. And I'm like, that's the best ever.
What's a cat call?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I was like, and she was horrified. That's and I'm like, do you know how long it's been since someone's done that? And I'm like, that's the greatest day ever. And so she's like, Dad, don't you ever do this? So it was it reminded me me being in middle school, my dad doing something silly out the window, so. Yeah, but the honking at other cars is unnecessary, people. Calm down.
Who do you
happens once a week.
Who do you hate more, Taysom or Trask? Don't hate either of them. Don't know either of them. But as far as being a starting quarterback, Taysom, he'll never be a starting quarterback. I don't think either will be. Murder Giraffe said alligators just lose interest. They're pretty lazy.
Why is your name Murder Giraffe?
I don't know. It's weird. Murder Giraffe 19. Oh, that's weird. Ask Erock, what childish things do you still do as an adult?
Cry. Not about not getting my way, but just I'm an emotional person. I don't know what else.
Trivia Carter, ask
Get
Erock.
Excited about birthdays and stuff.
If you could rid the world of one thing, what would it be?
Me? Hate, crime.
You had to have your locker locked to Calico.
Yeah, the bishop. Nobody locked.
They would walk by, and because there's this circle, and they would pull because if someone didn't snap their lock back, there are times they would put, if I remember, they would take that one off and put a different lock on that you didn't have the combination to. That's what they would do if you didn't lock your locker. I'm remembering all this stuff. Yeah, you had to lock your locker.
Ours had the built-in locks, and nobody locked them.
Merrick Mathern asked you, was Erock scared of the seahorses while snorkeling?
I was scared I was going to see some crazy animal down there. Didn't see any seahorses in St. Lucia.
Ask Erock, would you rather be known for your intelligence or your good looks?
Probably my looks. I'm more vain.
Ask Erock, would you rather be without internet for a week or without your phone, including your landline?
Phone. I can't do no phone.
So would you rather be without?
Internet.
But if you don't have internet, what do you do with your phone?
Cellular.
No, I'm saying you can't get on the internet.
Okay. Well, I still want my phone.
Ask Erock, would you rather be able to talk to animals or speak all foreign languages?
talk to animals. I'm like the dog whisperer in carpool too. Like every dog in carpool, there's like probably 10. They jump out the window and like lick my face. Like they are like, and Laura, the other carpool helper, does not like dogs. She doesn't. Did I get on cameras?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Damn close.
So she's like scared of dogs. And so all the dogs, like I'm the dog whisperer. Like they literally have like jump out the window to me. It's the sweetest thing. Because sometimes I hold up carpool a little bit because I'm loving on dogs.
Oh.
Like, don't you ever honk at me for slowing up carpool because I'm hugging on a dog. So yeah, I want to talk to animals. I don't care about foreign language. I don't really need a foreign language. I don't care about that.
Colleen B. Ask Erock. Event you're most excited to attend when everything is fully open.
I don't know, just something with you, I'm sure.
If you moved to Sesame Street, who would you want as your neighbor?
Why am I thinking so hard about this one? Probably Elmo, because Drew loves Elmo the most. So if Elmo is our neighbor, we get to hang out with Elmo all the time.
Ask Erock 3 people you don't know personally you'd want to have dinner with.
Will Wade. I don't know personally. Nick Saban.
Why?
Because I think he's so mean and funny. Like
He's so mean and funny.
He can be so mean.
It's sports people, like,
Yeah, I mean that's all.
and
I
you don't
know.
even care about sports.
But that's all. That's what I know from you. Like I don't. What do I know about? I like Jack Johnson too. I want him to be thrown in there.
Okay.
He could sing to us.
Ask Erock, do you still own a Walkman?
No, I don't.
Ask Erock, better invention, call waiting or caller ID?
Call waiting.
Well, I don't know. Caller ID's kind of changed the world.
Wait, caller ID. Excuse me, caller ID.
The fact that you can know who's calling you, it's
Yeah.
like, man, I'm not answering
Decline.
that. Think about what it was like in the world, like when your house phone would ring, you answered it every time. Like
Yeah.
you'd run to get the phone.
Ah.
Remember that?
No, I don't. I mean, I do, but like that's crazy. Call waiting. Take
Just
that
think
back.
about that. Trivia Carter, ask Erock. What was the most embarrassing thing you've done in school?
Well, I mean, at school or in, I'm sure I fell and stuff like that, like falling down. But I mean, you know, I fell down the stairs.
Did you ever fart in class?
No,
I bet you did.
no, I didn't. Fell down the stairs going on to my prom date. That was the pre-prom date, and that was pretty embarrassing. So it wasn't at school, but I was in high school. Tumbled down all the stairs, face planted into the wall. It was awful. It was so funny. My sister was on the floor. Like Jennifer could not get up off the floor. I literally had to be rolled off the stairs because I was wedged in between a stair and the wall. My face was on the wall, my knees were on the stair, my hands were in my pocket, and I could not move. And Jennifer, my sister, and my mom could not compose themselves. It was
Like, what if you really gotten hurt? Did they know you weren't hurt?
No, not at the moment, because I mean, I wasn't moving or talking. Like, but it's so funny. Like, imagine watching somebody do that. I would have been laughing too. And then it was all like, you know, the next weekend was prom, so it was like I was waiting downstairs when he got there next time. I'm like, I'm not coming downstairs.
Ask Erock, if you had to change your hair color, what color and why?
I like dark hair, so I would just go darker.
Ask Erock, you can only have one. Golf cart or a puppy?
Oh, this is a long time listener if they know about all that.
That's Cliff.
Oh, Cliff. Well, I think it's more possible that we would get a golf cart. So, but Mother's Day is coming up, so maybe there's gonna be a puppy waiting for me for Mother's Day. I don't know.
There won't be.
Maybe there will be.
Ask Erock, is there a secret code when Lenny honks?
No trivia. I'm sure that's you. There's no secret code. There's just usually like a little beep. And I know it's him because we got a window here and I can see it.
A murder giraffe 19. Oscar the Grouch is the only answer. He'll leave you alone if you leave him alone. Perfect neighbor.
Murder 19, you're kind of freaking me out. What's up with him?
I don't know. Ask Erock, what's the oldest thing you still own besides a landline? That's trivia.
Oldest thing I own. Probably old purses. I have tons of purses. So old purses. I don't know. You people are crazy about your landline jokes.
Erock, Saban, and Coke product placement at Pluckers. Book it. Every time Nick Saban does an interview, like a press conference, like at Alabama, I guess they have a deal with Coke, so he has to have like his bottle of Coke on the post. It's Coke or Diet Coke or something. They always has on Carolyn McClendon, when you ask Erock, are these the times you talk about totally irrelevant issues? I love your interactions. I'm sure some items you talk about you have never talked about before in your lives.
Yes.
Love the Ask Erock sessions. That's from Carolyn.
Yes, I was thinking about that too. Like you and I talk about more things during the segment than we do at any other time.
That's not
They're
true.
more random things. No, I didn't say look random. Like last night at dinner, we weren't talking about anything like this. We were talking, but we don't talk about like this kind of stuff, like who we want to have dinner with. These are kind of like first date questions in a sense, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like get to know you questions, which is good.
Ask Erock, best practical joke you played on someone or was played on you.
Oh, do you remember whenever you and I went to one of the kickoff football games with the Alumni Association, and it was on Memorial or Labor Day weekend, and you and I flew back, and we were going straight to St. Francisville to Lake Rosemount.
Oh,
to
God.
family.
Yeah.
And so people don't know Turkey, but Turkey was my baby. So she was a Maltese that lived to be 17 and a half, or 17.
Turkey had to have been on Morning Scone.
I don't know.
Morning Scone is 3 years old.
Maybe. She died about 3 years ago.
They would have seen Turkey.
Okay, anyway. So
the
Turkey
OGs.
Turkey was my baby. Like she was my baby out of her 17 years. Anyway, so
Erica's grandfather used to say, whenever Papa Jr. called every dog he.
Yeah.
Oh, when he dies, I'm leaving town for a few days. Did not want to be around Erica when Turkey died.
So anyway, so one year, I don't remember what year it was, Matt and I, just before Drew, we went to the game and we flew back, and it was Labor Day weekend, so we met my family straight from the airport to Lake Rosemount. My sister and her husband had a house there, so we were going to go spend the day there. And so my parents were dog sitting for Turkey, and they were going to bring Turkey to Lake Rosemount, so when we got there, she'd be there. Well, we pull up to Lake Rosemount, and like out on our way, once we get like off the main road, on our way to my sister's house, there are these missing signs with Turkey's picture on them, saying that there was a missing Maltese that goes by Turkey, and there was a huge reward. So they had all these missing signs planted for me to see. Oh, it was awful.
Oh, God.
She was not missing, by the way. It was just some sick joke that I'm sure was headed up by James, my younger brother-in-law.
Yes.
And his wife, my sister Lauren. So, but
That's
I'm
really,
sure this was James's idea. Like this says James all over.
That was really funny, though.
Yeah. So I don't know if did I ever think it was real? I think I knew they were messing with me.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was funny. It was funny. But like Turkey was like not an animal. She was like human to me. What are you thinking about?
What did I used to do to mess with you about Turkey?
You would put her places. Up on things. Like get her down.
Like,
up on top of the fridge or
I'd
something.
put her like up on top of the fridge.
Yeah.
Why would she was this big?
You would put her in like random spots, like on the arm wall. Like get her down, and she would just sit there. She was so good. She would just like freeze. She was the best dog ever.
Did I ever like put her in the shower or anything?
Probably.
In the bathtub.
Just put her places, and I'd walk
I'd put
in
her in the
there.
bathtub.
Like,
I'd put her in the bathtub. She
like,
couldn't get out.
What are you doing? Yeah.
Turkey.
Because you could just put her in places, and she'd just freeze until somebody came to get her.
Oh, dude, that dog knew when she was going to the vet too.
I know.
Like if you were taking her to the vet or the groomer, like she just knew.
Shook out of her skin.
She would just shake out,
she would
and
go
it's so
everywhere.
weird. Like because you go everywhere. Like if we were going to
Anywhere. She
to
could
go get a
everywhere.
smoothie, you just put her in the car. But like if you were taking her to the vet, she just knew you were going to the
Yeah, I
vet,
wouldn't even
and
say
she
the
would just
word.
wouldn't even say. She would just shake. It was crazy. Ask Erock, why'd you name the dog Turkey?
I was at an LSU football game in a former life with a former person, and I told him that's what all I wanted for my birthday was a little white dog. And for some reason, I decided that day, I remember I was at LSU football game. I said, I want a little white fluffy dog, and I'm going to name her Turkey.
Erock, sounds like the sitcom you belong in was Family Matters as Steve Urkel. Because you fell down the stairs. Trivia. I guess probably 'cause
Trivia.
you fell down the stairs, I guess.
No.
Ask Erock, for $10 million, would you live with Karen from down the street for a month?
No.
For $10 million?
You live with Karen for a month.
You live with Karen for a month.
No.
$10 million. $10 million? Live there for a month. $10 million?
She can live here for a month.
There's a locker in the back. Cliff Nelson asks Erock, would you eat sauerkraut
No.
if your dad made it?
Well, he'd probably make it taste good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he'd make it taste good, so maybe.
Hunter Phillips, I've got a puppy for sale if Erock wants it for Mother's Day. It's a silver lab.
Well, Hunter, there's a few things about a lab. They shed. No.
She wants a little dog. She don't want a big lab. Labs are cute, though. Lab puppies are cute.
Oh, well, right now, the Vincent family has Crew, they had Luna, it's black lab. And they rescued her. And Luna's so sweet and good. And then all of a sudden, they got a little baby boy named Crew Lab. And he's been growing up through carpool with me. And now, like, he went from this little puppy to now, like, they roll down the window and he's like licks my mouth. Like, he is all over me. And he is the sweetest little puppy. But labs shed, labs get big. So I bet he's cute though. I've never seen a silver lab. What do they look like?
Silver?
I've never seen a silver.
You have.
Golden. Seen a black.
You've seen a silver lab.
Chocolate lab.
Mm-hmm. You've seen silver. Ask Erock, do you still have your stonewashed jeans in your wardrobe?
No, I don't.
Oh, Cortland said a lab would be knocking Drew over. You want to take that one?
No.
What?
I don't want you to get knocked over.
No, I figured I said you want to answer that. Because he would love that. He loves when dogs jump on it.
Well, I don't want it to knock him. No, but I don't want it to knock him over.
He loves when dogs jump on it.
Yeah, little dogs though, like Hershey dogs, 10-pound dogs.
Hershey.
So cute.
Turkey and Hershey.
Hershey is like really one of the best dogs.
Cliff Nelson says the Erock segment should have a separate sponsor that pays for the hair ferry and the landline.
Oh, I like that. The landline is no big deal, Cliff. It's the hair fairy that really needs to get some employment.
Okay, I think we're done.
All right.
Y'all have Michael Ongeron.
You say that name. It's so aggravating.
Michael, am I saying your name correctly by saying Ongeron?
But you say it like you have a sinus infection.
Michael, am I saying your name correctly?
You could say Michael Ongeron. It's for
Ongeron.
I mean, you do it like that. It's like you are sick.
Ask Erock calamari or snails for an appetizer.
Ugh. Well, I've had calamari and it's
Calamari's really
okay. You dip it in that red sauce. But
you have fried calamari.
yeah, I'm not even regular. They have regular calamari?
Regular calamari. Michael Ongeron said, Matt, I still have golf carts for sale for Mother's Day.
Oh. See, I can drop hints in this show, which I love. Yeah, Matt.
You already said what you want for Mother's Day.
I don't see that happening.
You said you want a swing.
I don't see any swing shopping.
Is it Mother's Day?
It's a long process. It's a very long process.
Michael Ongeron said yes. I'm saying the name correctly.
Yeah, but Michael Ongeron doesn't sound like he has a sinus infection when he says your name every time.
That's how he says it.
No, he doesn't.
Oh my God, I even confirmed I'm saying it correctly.
But you have a sinus infection when you say it. We need a voice recording of this guy saying his name.
Okay, Michael. Do a voice recording of you saying your name and post it. Ongeron. Or text it to me. 396-4400. 225-396-4400. Okay, I think we're done now.
Okay.
Y'all have a great day. Shout out to Brock. And of course, Hudco. Need a roof? Do you need a roof?
Holler Hudco.
Somebody needs a roof? Holler at Hudco. All right. See ya.